The All In Cookout's this awesome event. They come, on Friday night. They do the cookout. I don't know whether it's at Dabo's house. I don't know whether it's at the athletic facility or indoor practice facility. I'm not really sure. But they'll do like a wing or donut eating contest, maybe play some wiffle ball or some ping pong, have a free throw shooting contest, activities like that. But a lot of people want to see, tons and tons of uncommitted recruits come in here, and they want a lot of commitments to pop and all that kind of stuff. That's not really what this event is about. The All In Cookout, I think the main function of the All In Cookout is to hold the committed players that you have. They try to get all the committed players they have on campus. You can't get them all the time, but most of the players that are committed to Clemson are going to be in here for this event. And that's why Clemson has so few that decommit later in the process. Obviously, there's, unforeseen circumstances that happen with prospects depending on their situation. But for the most part, Clemson retains everybody that commits. And this function is a big reason why they're able to give them a lot of attention and make sure they know they're a priority. Now, that's not to say, of course, that there aren't a few big names that they like to bring in. Obviously, this weekend we got 3 5-stars coming in. We got Arik Gilbert coming in, we got Justin Flo coming in, and we have Jordan Burch coming in. So it's not that we're not trying to make a splash with a couple of potential commitments, not necessarily this weekend, but later on in the process. But definitely, this event is a lot about holding on to the ones you have.
I'm really excited for it. Like you said, we mentioned a little bit earlier on the week that the state mentioned that Jordan Burch was coming, and there's a little bit of, is it great? Yeah, it's great. They're going to give him the 5-star treatment like they're going to give all these guys. But Jordan Burch says we feel like he's going to push all the way to the end of the recruiting cycle. So we don't think he's going to come early by any means. It'd be a huge surprise if he commits early. I think he's interested in on Saturday. So the All In Cookout's on Friday. On Saturday, right, Georgia has decided, hey, this All In Cookout is actually a pretty good idea. So now they've jumped on the train and they do something on Saturday. Go figure, right after Dabo. So a lot of, there's 2 guys, Jordan Burch and Arik Gilbert, are rumored. No confirmations yet, but they're being speculated that they'll be taking a trip, hitting that I-85 and going to Athens on Saturday. Yeah. So, is it a big deal? Yeah, Friday's still a big deal. Is there competition? Still going to be competition? Oh yeah, there's still going to be competition. Especially from that Georgia. Georgia, really, if you read any articles from Georgia, any kind of recruiting stuff, they are saying Burch is theirs. Now, anytime I post this, we're going to post this, and I guarantee you're going to have 5 or 6 Gamecock fans come on and say, oh, Morgan, you guys are idiots. You don't know what you're talking about. He's coming to Carolina. So the fan bases on both sides, actually the coaching bases on both sides are saying, hey, Clemson is not a lock for this guy, and we're going to come after him. So it's exciting to see. I'm starting to get more and more into recruiting. I wasn't really into it until we started this show, and it's been really fun to kind of get into and see. But like you said, then you've got Arik Gilbert. We're going to actually talk about him in our third segment after halftime. We're going to get in more to Arik Gilbert and our thoughts on it. Justin Flo. A lot of people are saying, hey, Justin is 50-50 or less. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a prediction here. As much as Brian Bresee is pushing him on Twitter, and as much as they went to this 5-star rivals thing, and he made it a point. Him and Trey Williams made it a point to go and talk to him and get pictures with him and chat it up. I mean, they are recruiting as much as anybody else. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do. Man, can you imagine that defensive line with that amazing linebacker right behind him? Justin Flo is like an elite linebacker with an attitude of Ben Boulware. I mean, he just gets in there and he's not afraid to pump up the crowd, get in your face, and he's going to back it up with some huge talent. So I'm excited. There's who else is there? You mentioned E.J. Williams.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about the top guys that are there. E.J. Williams, you already texted me and said he's a lock, right?
I'm saying he's a Clemson lock, absolutely.
So no need. Well, E.J. Williams, he says his big brother is Justin Ross. Like they played the same high school, live in the same town. He still texts him every day. To me, it would be with T. Higgins probably leaving. To me, I mean, he would fill that role perfectly. He's a great outside guy. If you haven't seen our video, we did a clip recently about it. So who else do you got? So we got EJ's a lock. Is there anybody else that you feel like you can go ahead and put your stamp of approval on?
Uh, there's one that I'm not gonna mention. I think we're gonna get another receiver this weekend. Got a good feeling that he's gonna be a Tiger. I did kind of want to give my thoughts on the three big 5 stars that are coming in. Arik Gilbert, as you said, is supposed to be in. Obviously, he's a big Georgia lean, as most people believe he'll end up there. He's kind of an SEC guy. There's a couple other teams that kind of loom in the background there. I think what Clemson's going to do is try to get him on campus, sell him and mom on playing with DJ Oyunglele. And I think that's the angle they have to pitch there. I mean, Arik Gilbert would kill it in our system. I think there's a lot to sell there. So I'm hoping, the family feel will be there. Obviously, DJ and the family won't be there, so that's kind of going to hurt us a little bit. But hopefully they can keep preaching that. Maybe we can just keep our foot in the door long enough to have a dominant season, and maybe he can't resist. Justin Flo, you mentioned. Obviously, he's a linebacker everybody wants. Number 2 player in the country. He's got all the skill in the world, all the physical tools. He's coming, and like you said, it's right now, it's probably somewhere 50-50. A lot of people in the industry think Clemson may actually be in the best shape of anybody, if not in as good a shape as everybody else. And what I found fascinating is he and his parents have not met Dabo Swinney. Okay, so if you throw in the fact that we may be in the lead or already in the lead or tied for the lead, and they haven't even met Coach Dabo yet, that makes me feel real good about the Tigers' chances. I really think that's going to be a good form. I think they can kind of pad a lead going into this weekend, or coming out of this weekend at least. So obviously, I think they sell him on playing behind, Brissy and Trey Williams and DeMonte Capehart, Miles Murphy, and hopefully Jordan Burch as well. I mean, they're basically going to say, look, there's going to be nobody left to block you, Justin. I mean, you come here, you shoot the gaps, and you blow people up. That's what your job's going to be. And I think that will resonate well. So I'm really liking the Tigers' chances, and him having free reign at linebacker if he comes to Clemson. And of course, I want to say the marquee name, even though Justin Flo is rated a little bit higher. Jordan Burch is obviously a big prospect because he's from South Carolina, so a lot of people think he's going to stay in state. Georgia thinks they have a beat on him as well. I think they're selling him as an outside linebacker. I think he's a little too big to play outside linebacker. I think Georgia likes to oversell that a little too much to recruits, but a lot of recruits eat it up. So, I mean, if it's working, why not? I think he's going to be an in-state battle in the end. I think his family grew up South Carolina fans, so it's kind of one of those things. You bring him in, you surround him with all the defensive talent, all the guys we mentioned before, and how do you not want to be a part of that? He kind of wants to play for an established winner. Well, if you're going to stay in state and want to play for an established winner, there's only one choice to make. So I'm looking real good going into the All In Cookout this weekend. I'm excited. I hope we get some good news. Usually we get a commit, coming out of the weekend. It may not be the one people want, but I think you just have to kind of preach patience in these processes, because these kids want to drag out the process and kind of take all the glory they can from it.
One guy we didn't really mention was Joe Joe, who's a guy we had some film on recently as well. Go check him out. Guy from Canada, long jump guy, triple jump guy, played Canadian football. Coming down to Florida to get some reps at American football, and immediately went to the cookout and got an offer. Dude has the raw talent to be an amazing wide receiver. Maybe not the experience, the high school experience that we would have liked, but he's got the intangibles there. Just a big target for sure. 3-star, but don't let that fool you. You know what our coaching staff can do, or the Clemson Tiger coaching staff can do with a 3-star or 2-star or whoever. They definitely can develop them.